Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Yes, I went vegetarian for one entire month. I really wanted to post this video because everybody is different, has a different type of experience.
That one person that experienced something and they're like, did anybody else experience that but me? Am I the only one?
That kind of happened with me. If you're interested on how well did it go? Am I still vegetarian? Did I still keep it up? Am I still not eating meat? Am I saving the animals? Keep watching. So why did I become vegetarian? What made me be on a vegetarian diet? What made me want to be on a vegetarian diet was I haven't really started experimenting with diet and health or anything until like barely 2 years ago. I just didn't have the knowledge. I wasn't on social media. I didn't know what the fads were. Like I didn't know like how important it was to take care of your health and just what you are what you eat, you know, and I just it didn't occur to me like what I was eating on a regular basis, how bad it was affecting my body. And I don't mean weight-wise. Like some people go vegetarian because they want to lose weight. I did not decide to become vegetarian strictly because I wanted to lose weight. Genuinely wanted to make my health a little bit better. I'm trying to find myself, and it's not even about what I look like anymore. I mean, it used to be like that maybe years ago. Even in 2017, I tried doing keto and stuff because my in-laws were doing it and they just had such great results and they were feeling good. And it was it worked really well for me. I did it for like 4 months. I could probably make another video for you guys. I was like 20 pounds lighter than I am now. For me, it wasn't a lifelong, like I couldn't see myself doing that any longer, you know, as good as I felt on the diet. Back to what I was saying, I went vegetarian because I just wanted to see what happened. I wanted to take care of my health. It just kind of got me thinking, I don't really take supplements, I don't take vitamins, I don't do shit like to worry about my health. I literally worked out all the time, and just because I worked out all the time doesn't mean I was healthy all the time either. I mean, you know, exercise is great, but obviously what you're consuming is just a huge part of all of it. So anyways, I'm gonna get started with details in
what happened to me on becoming a vegetarian.
The first thing that happened when I became vegetarian was I definitely committed to a month. I already knew going into trying to be vegetarian, I was gonna stick it through a month. I did all the grocery shopping that I needed to supply my fridge with so that I wasn't like binging on bullshit foods and just like Funyuns all day. And even though I was being vegetarian, not eating meat, because you can easily be vegetarian and not eat meat, but eat super junky foods and have no nutrient value in there whatsoever. I bought like spinach, and I already had tons of rice. I bought a bunch of potatoes. I bought beans. Oh my god, I stocked up on beans. I stocked up on all the foods that I needed so that I had it in my house. And first couple days, for those of you who are watching, did you lose a drastic amount of weight? I lost a pound a day up to like I think 3 or 4 days, but I didn't exercise. I exercised before then and it could have helped with the results a couple days later, but I did not exercise. My weight was just dropping, and I ate a couple fast food meals in there. Like I didn't deprive myself. I ate when I wanted to eat. I ate carbs, I ate fats, I ate everything I needed to eat. I did not restrict myself on calories or anything like that. I think my body was just kind of like in shock. I literally have never in my life went vegetarian. I have never just stopped eating meat for a month, for a day. I never done that. Chicken, beef, pork, whatever, you name it. So I was like crazy interested in like what was happening to me. And I completely committed for a month because I truly do feel that when you try something new, I believe that obviously with everything, it takes time to see results, especially if you want to see if it's really working. Even a month isn't to say, I mean, who knows if I go vegetarian for 6 months or an entire year. There's so many things that would probably be different with me. As far as the weight and the outcome at the very end, at the end of all of this, I did not lose a significant amount of weight. If anything, I weighed myself at the very end, and mind you,
I didn't diet myself. I ate what I wanted to eat when I wanted to eat it.
As long as I didn't eat meat, I ate like probably 60-40. I ate healthy 60% of the time, and then 40% of the time I had sugar and I had sweets and I had fries and In-N-Out and the habit.
Yes, I did have veggie burgers. I did not cheat.
I did not lose weight. Those 3 pounds that I lost in the beginning came right back at the end. And I didn't work out, like, I think at all through the entire time, because I got really sick during Christmas and I got really sick during New Year's, and I threw up a lot of the time. And that brings up, I was feeling like there was some pain that I was feeling along the way.
Why am I feeling this like cramping pain? And I knew I wasn't going to start my period anytime soon.
For men, it basically feels like you have really bad gas, really low towards your private parts, almost. Like, not that low, but just like in between your belly button and there. Like for women, it like mainly our ovaries. And that's what it felt like. Like I had these bad cramps one time, and I was having fiber, and I was having all of my nutrients that I thought I was having. I Googled these feelings that I was having as far as being new to being vegetarian. I was so curious, can you have too much fiber? The answer is yes, you can. You can definitely have too much fiber. Now, I know what you're thinking, and you're probably thinking the exact same thing that I did was, oh man, it's just like thinking like you have protein and all this other stuff, and oh man, I'm eating all these good nutrients, so much calcium and potassium and blah, blah, blah. Too much is actually, for certain things, can lead up to symptoms like what I had. And I incorporated, and just like pretty much dropping whatever the meat, and then just going into making sure that I had fiber to feel full, making sure that I wasn't feeling deprived and that I missed meat or anything like that. Women that are about roughly between my age, I think if the ages was between maybe 20 years old to like 45, somewhere around there, maybe 50, was like 30 grams, 20 to 30 grams when I Googled it, of fiber a day. You're good. And I was eating about 70 grams of fiber like overnight. And I had these cramps. I finally tracked it on MyFitnessPal. It's an app that you can get online for free. And I tracked all my stuff. And if you look at the very bottom, I went to goal, and all of these things are gonna pop up. Okay. And if you go to the bottom, you will see there
trans fat, cholesterol, sodium, potassium, vitamin C, and iron. You'll see all of that right there.
I logged it so that I can visually see what, like, the fiber that I was having and stuff. So that is something to consider, is you can have too much fiber and you can deal with the consequences like I did. The pain went away. It wasn't long. I think it was just like at the end of the day, when pretty much all my calories and all my nutrients were factoring in. I was eating so many things that had tons of fiber in it that I didn't realize were super, super rich in fiber. And I just thought, oh my God, I'm being healthy. It feels good to be healthy. So that is definitely something to consider, is you can have too much fiber. But make sure you Google it and look up some information. This is obviously just my experience that everybody's different. Maybe you've been eating a lot of fiber your whole life and you're just so prone to that, or you're so used to that. But for me, I guess I just wasn't used to that at all. I reached my max as how much fiber I had. So I calmed down with my fiber, and I just made sure that I had what I needed to for the day. As far as another bad thing that happened to me, New Year's evening, I felt so unbelievably nauseous. It hit me at the end of the day in the car. Like, I got really car sick.
I'm heading down to Los Angeles to a friend's house to celebrate New Year's.
I was so car sick.
And I was looking at my phone. I guess all of it together just made me want to throw up. And that's exactly what happened. I threw up, so sick. Food didn't even sound good. I was not hungry.
I didn't drink alcohol. I didn't do any of that stuff. I didn't even make it to that point. The following morning, still in a lot of pain, and I could barely walk and get up.
Why am I still nauseous and in pain? That made no sense.
I Google it. First thing that comes up. Actually, let me backtrack a little bit. Before that happened, I think 2 or 3 days prior, I hit my leg so hard. I've always bruised fairly easily, like since I was, I don't know, a teenager. From driving 10 minutes from hitting myself to coming home, within that 10 minutes, I had just this big ass bruise forming on the side of my leg. I couldn't believe it. And that's when I got interested, like, dude, I'm nauseous. And the fact that I bruised my leg and instantly I was forming this huge bruise. I looked it up and the first thing that came up was iron. The fact that I was feeling nauseated and nauseous and whatever on being a vegetarian, newly vegetarian here, I have no iron in me. And it made so much sense. And I looked up the foods that were rich in iron and I hadn't really been eating all of those things. And then I'm like, how am I missing iron? I'm taking multivitamins. I'm taking these and vitamin D. They're like little gummies, and it'll list like all the facts here of like all the vitamins. Believe it or not, there was no iron to be found. None. I could not believe that.
Possible. How am I taking a multivitamin and there's just no iron in it?
I was also taking a vitamin C. These were things I had been taking, not because I went vegetarian. I had been taking these before I went vegetarian, maybe a couple weeks before I started taking these. I didn't even think that none of these have iron in it. Oh my God, like I can't believe that I was missing iron. And sure enough, it said you're gonna be nauseated, you're gonna, vomiting, and then it can cause being anemic. As far as me finding out that I had no iron, I was already at my month mark of being a vegetarian, and just the way to end it like that. I was doing so good on being vegetarian. I loved it. I love experimenting with the meals, and I was eating very good food. I never felt deprived. I never felt like I missed meat. I even prepped meat for my husband. Like I'd cook for him. I'd cook chicken. I'd cook steak, and it worked out for me just fine. And then I was sick of being sick because it was like New Year of 2018. Here I am, just fucking sick. It just kind of made me feel like I was having a bad experience. I really wanted to do it right when it came to being vegetarian. I didn't want to experience anything stupid. I saw a lot of documentaries and whatever. I got a book called The Kind Diet. I loved reading it, things that we're doing to animals and the torturing and stuff. So just gave me a bit of peace of mind, the fact that I was helping the environment in some way, shape, or form. And I just really wanted to change my lifestyle. I'm not saying I'm not going to anymore. At the time when I was feeling nauseous, it didn't even occur to me anymore. I just didn't want to feel sick anymore. Like I wanted it to stop. I looked up what were rich in iron. I'm gonna go buy iron supplements. I need to take them anyways because I always have been like missing out on iron, and I don't know why it just didn't occur to me. I did have a couple things in my cupboard that were rich in iron, and I just started like consuming it right away to just hopefully feel a little bit better. The following morning I finally went and got supplements, Vitamin Shop of iron. This was very cheap. It was this has 100 capsules in it. It really had helped me out. I still do take them. There you go. You take them just like once a day with the meal. I started taking those, and then I was like really upsetting myself to just like go ahead and go back to eating meat again, just to not feel this way. I did end up going back to eating meat after my month was over. What I ate. I experimented with a lot of different foods. So that means I experimented with fake meat, I experimented with tofu, and they were actually all pretty affordable, to be honest. I don't really feel like they weren't. This was Beyond Meat beefy crumble. They seriously season it. It smells so amazing. I think you can buy them for like $5, but it fed me a lot.
Little thing of what it looks like. But it looks like little pieces of beef.
Tons of protein, tons of iron, tons of there's calcium, there's no sugar at all. Really good. Highly recommend Beyond Meat.
Chicken strips. The chicken strips were really good.
I really liked it. It's made with like soy and stuff, but this goes the same. It has a lot of calcium, a lot of iron, lots of protein. I'm not saying it's like healthy to eat all the time, but it really helped me in the beginning when I mean, for being a meat eater my entire life, I felt like sometimes in my meals it was weird to think I was eating just beans and rice and potatoes. You know, it was just really it just felt like I was eating a bunch of sides. I'm not used to that. So these came in handy. So I would say these were about $5 depending on where you get them. I got them at a Whole Foods store, but I found out that they sell them at Albertsons, and I have an Albertsons right next to my house. So you can get these at Albertsons too. And they have like tons of other things. Morning Star Farms buffalo wings. Oh, I already ate the bag, but I actually have some left in a little baggie. and so good, you guys. You wouldn't even know the difference from being a meat eater. Like, I kid you not. They taste like fucking chicken nuggets, and they have a tiny little kick to them because it's buffalo wings. And this is what they look like. They look like little nuggets. Like, oh my goodness. They look exactly like nuggets. I eat them with rice, you know, just like a tiny bit, and there's so much protein in this stuff. But this is fake meat. All of this is vegan friendly too. This is not just for vegetarians, this is vegan friendly. And their meatballs are amazing. And this I got at Albertsons. I don't know if they sell this at a Whole Foods store either, but I got this at Albertsons, and I highly recommend this to try if you are like me and you're going from being like a crazy meat eater to just trying out to being vegetarian. Those things helped a lot. In the mornings, I would basically eat old-fashioned oats and make myself some oatmeal, mash up a ripe banana and throw it in there, and it made it so sweet, so good. Maybe throw a couple blueberries in there, and at least I knew every morning I was starting myself off right. And then I was throwing in actually some chia seeds in there as well. I got this at Aldi. It was definitely affordable for this entire pack. Like, this is gonna last forever. And this has tons of iron in it. And see, you hear me talk about iron because I had so much iron deficiency that I was so worried about everything that I was taking. And I would take this every morning, but it wasn't enough iron for me. Hemp seed is amazing, has tons of fiber, calcium, 25% iron for just 3 tablespoons. I also use this in my oatmeal, and that helped me out a lot. I also got this at Aldi for a couple bucks, $4, and this was like $3.75 or something like that. Flax seeds is really good. I got this at Trader Joe's, but this has protein, has only 2% iron, but this is really good. I blend this in my smoothies, and they have a tiny bit of a nutty taste to it, but I don't mind it at all. It's actually still pretty good. So recommend these.
These I also got at Aldi. I think like $1.99 maybe, but there's like supposed to be a lot of benefits for eating dates. And the ingredients, when I buy snacks like this, the ingredients literally say chopped dates. That's it. End of story. And that's what you want. That's what you want to look for when you want to read the ingredients and what you're putting into your body. So, good snack.
When I was Googling as far as iron goes, I didn't realize it, but apparently dark chocolate, okay, 85% cocoa, and here, you guys are not even going to believe this. This has lots of protein. It has 6 grams of protein for 2 pieces, for 2 little pieces, and 6 grams of fiber, and it has 50% iron. Half of what you're eating in those 2 pieces is all iron. When I felt like shit, I literally could have eaten 2 pieces of chocolate, and I didn't know that until after, you know, I was already taking my supplements, trying to get better and whatever, but I finally found this in the store, and I felt, obviously I haven't even opened it yet, but seriously, this would help a lot. If you don't want to take supplements and like extra vitamins just to consume your nutrients and stuff like that, that's what I wanted to do. But this is still like really good to have in handy, like just to have on you just in case. So I highly recommend that.
Almond milk, I get the original almond milk unsweetened as far as the sugar goes, because it has less than 1 gram of sugar. Vitamin A, calcium, iron, it has 4% of iron, half of it is vitamin E, magnesium, vitamin D.
Zinc, it has zinc. That is also another vitamin that I think that a lot of women most people are missing out that you don't realize, because I also realized that these didn't have those things. So, and I was taking these on a regular basis, and unfortunately it took like me to feel nauseated and me to be sick to realize what I was missing, and I don't want you guys to go through that. So hopefully you can prepare yourself or have it in the cupboard and have it ready just so you don't feel like shit. Orange juice, this is 100% juice. So literally the ingredient is orange juice.
Tons of vitamin C, and I usually just have a small glass of this every morning. I love it. It's refreshing. Tastes really good. I also got this at Aldi.
Usually it saves me about $2. Usually this is like $7 or $8, and I think at Aldi less than $5. This was also another supplement. This is for women, but they also have for men. It's a Whole Foods one daily. This is what it looks like. I got it at Vitamin Shop. It's a multivitamin. It has everything. Take one a day. I almost don't even want to take these anymore because of how much this has in it. It has zinc, it has iron, gluten-free, dairy-free, soy-free, nut-free, as well as this. This is the same thing. So it's vegetarian friendly. I believe vegan friendly as well. This is the biggest pro of it all, this whole entire thing, that the best thing happened to me. I used to have these warts on my left hand, huge. Within the last 1.5 to 2 years or so, I've been suffering from it, and I bought like wart remover, I bought those band-aids with like wart be gone, and I did everything that I could to try to remove them. And how my warts were spreading on my hand was because I was cutting hair. I was holding the hair up and I ended up cutting my knuckle like really hard, and I had already had a scar there. You know, I didn't like necessarily take as much care to it as I should have. I didn't take it very serious. I was just like, I cut my finger all the time, it's no big deal. Well, it was a big deal, and it got infected, and it just blew up into this huge bump. I tried everything and it was getting painful. It got painful throughout the year. It never disappeared. If anything, it actually ended up coming back, and it grew, and it got to the point where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go ahead and get it surgically removed. Like, I couldn't put a ring on, I can't, it was just embarrassing for me to talk with my hands. Even in some of my singing videos, you guys would probably notice I had a band-aid always on my finger because I was covering it. It was just humongous. It started spreading, and I ended up having it on my pinky, and I ended up having, wasn't a wart, it was actually on my middle finger, and I had an ingrown nail, and I used to pick at it and pick at it and pick at it and pick at it, and it started building a strong, ugly callus that started getting really crusty and huge. I mean, it was like, I was going down on my fingerprint almost. And I don't know if it was just a coincidence, but the craziest thing to me, I've had these, especially this finger, I have had it for years and years and years, much longer than I've had this bump on my finger and everything. I don't know if it's a coincidence, but out of nowhere, this 1 month that I went vegetarian, they disappeared. I don't know how, I don't know why, I cannot explain it to you, but that was the craziest difference that happened to me. And I just looked down at my hand and I realized, oh my God, my bump is gone. Like, my bump is like, and my wart on my pinky, I can't even feel it. You can't even tell there was ever a bump there. And my husband was the one who told me, have you ever thought that maybe it's your diet, like your new diet? And I was like, oh my God, I never considered that that could be what it is. It used to be like right here, and you can't tell that I even had a bump, and it was actually pretty big. I might have a before picture that I can insert to you. And it's just no longer there. Sorry, don't mind my ugly fingernails. I'm trying to give it a break from all the stuff I've been doing. This part on my finger, and it used to be so bad. Like, I mean, like down here, it was so bad. And then last but not least, my bump. Like, you can see that it's there, but it's like barely, like, oh my God, you guys, like, it's not even how it used to be. Like, I can't believe that it almost looks like I don't have to put a band-aid, and I don't have to be like, I don't have to be embarrassed by it. It could just be a battle scar like I had in the past, and I could just go back to being normal. It feels great. I don't know if it's a coincidence. I really don't, but I have never seen this middle finger be as good as it did. And I've had this going on 2 years, and it flattened out, and I am pain-free, and this wart just vanished. It completely vanished, you guys. I haven't touched it. I haven't done anything recently to it. And just the one time I changed up my diet, it just disappeared. I don't know for any of you guys, if you guys have warts or anything, I want to give it just changing your diet and trying to be vegetarian. Maybe it's going to help you like it did with me, but everybody's different. I don't know a vegetarian who has a story like that, but I have always been self-conscious about my hand.
My husband knows it, my mom knows it, my brothers know that I hated my hand. It looked so ugly, and I like doing nails. And
it was embarrassing. and it's gone. And I can't believe that. And I really, honestly, I feel like it's because I went vegetarian. I don't know why. I don't know the statistics behind that, but I do feel like that has a lot to do with it. Anyways, just to wrap all of this stuff up, I don't regret going vegetarian. Will I be vegetarian again? I am no longer vegetarian. I have been eating meat. Do I recommend it? Yes. I really hope that my experience helps your experience out. If you're planning on being vegetarian, you want to try it out, you want to see what happens, I hope that it helps you. Like I said before, I didn't really see other people have this experience like I did. I hope that all of this information is useful for you. If you have any questions, let me know down below and I will gladly get back to you. Yeah.
Oh my god, freaking love, 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 love.
I'm gonna be doing a video review on this, even though you already know that I just said I love it. That could technically be the review, but I will go into detail. How much did it cost? Where you can buy this? Is it affordable? Thank you for watching my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it, you guys. I appreciate all the support. Bye.